Okay guys, Speedy 300 kilowatt from Aussie Racing. How you doing? Aussie Racing, my own brand. Just want to take you for a walkthrough on how to set up a car. A lot of confusion these days on how to set up a car in Gran Turismo Sport, hence the reason why I want to help you guys out with a basic start-finish guide on how to set up your car for a decent drive. Alright guys, it's a bit of a process, but I'm going to make it as quick as possible, because you could easily spend a couple of hours on a good tune. Well, all you really need is an hour, but a couple of hours will get you a real decent tune where you could win by half a lap. Most of you would know performance points, so some people drop them to 700-800 categories for a race. This is where you go over to your output adjustment computer. So drop your output, press triangle, and that drops your PP to your closest match, followed by your power restrictor. Get that close as possible first before you make any other adjustment. You will notice that you will lose stability and your acceleration will go up during the process, but the further you get into your tune, your natural and under high speed stability will be back to their natural frequencies once you're at your max tuning stage anyways, or throughout the tune. This is where you look to see that you're on track at the moment. It's minus 1.00 under and 0.36 under. So this is the recommended stability setup for the car, which you're looking to achieve with your tune. Now there's a few things here on how to achieve that. Differential gear and your transmission. So usually when I'm looking at tune, sorry guys, just had to reset after doing my output adjustments. So I go into manual adjustment. First I'd hit up the final drive, stock standard gearbox, full customization racing. So 350 for a 955 horsepower car is what's recommended. So when I'm looking at this, 955 horsepower, you'd be looking at widening out your every gear to keep traction, more speed, more grip, closer gearing and so forth, better braking, better stability throughout corners, list goes on. You'll notice as you go through tune. Yeah, alright, so I'm just going to give you a quick guide. Drop my final by 100 points, I think that was. Get the back out of that, press triangle, 227. 253 it was before. Okay, so I went the wrong way there, or I went too much. So we'll go back out to shorten it, see if that increases. Okay, so 877. 871. So I've been moving out too much. Maybe I just need to go 10 points at a time. Okay, 802.51. Some cars you could move 100 points at a time, some cars you could only move 10 points at a time. 802.43. So you see how that works. Then I'll move over to your first, second, third, fourth, fifth gear ratio. I'd either lengthen that out, see where that gets me. So that just dropped 1 pp. So I'd shorten that, make it a shorter first gear, so I snare second a bit harder, get a bit more grip, back up to 802.89. Once I've adjusted every gear to the max, you will see when you get closer and closer to your gear ratio, that you'll be on 802.89, 802.89, 802.89 until it drops again. Just make sure you get the last 802.89 setting before it drops, because it does make a difference for setting up all the other gears and getting the max gearing out of the other gears. Once all these gears have been set up, adjust your final drive by 1 point at a time, to see if you could just get another 0.1, 0.2. There have been some cases in four-wheel drive cars where I've gotten 0.40 out of just doing my gearbox setting. I am able to tune my gearing up to by about another 50 points just on gearbox alone and differential gearing. So depending on the horsepower of the car and weight of the car, stability of the car, you might need to acceleration. You really want the acceleration to be low and your braking to be low. Initial torque, full drive cars, you really want that to be low. Active LSD, haven't got full, I do have full customization, so I can drop the initial torque, see where that gets me, or I could put it up. See if it will show me. No, so I've gone up too far, so it's just about finding that another sweet spot again. But so what you're looking at is transmission, differential gearing first, then you're moving on to suspension. Whatever you do not want to touch your downforce until the end of the tune. You do not want to drop your ride height, bad habits. I've done that in the past when I first started tuning. Yeah, you do get a lot more grip on the track, but you do chew tyres, and next thing you know, you just end up whitewashing your tyres and going into the wall, aquaplaning pretty much. To make it easier and quicker, by the end of these tunes anyways, you don't need dampening ratio, compression ratio, or dampening, compression or expansion ratio, sorry. Natural frequency, your spring rate, you will see these drop quite a bit. Negative camber angle, you will see them drop too. Toe angle, you're going to have to play around with that. So you're going to be, while tuning the car, you're going to get the max out of your suspension. You do not want to touch any roll bars until you really have to, or your height until you really have to towards the end of the tune, because this will fuck up your toe, natural, and camber, sorry. So you're going to be swapping between suspension, transmission and differential gear right through your tune. At the moment, I'm running 802, 955 horsepower car. I'm expecting it to be close to about 1,000 once done with it. But I will be posting another video after I've completed this tune. These tunes can take up from about half hour to about 3 hours, depending how far you want to go with it. The most time consuming thing is manual adjustment of each individual gear to get that extra 0.40. You won't know until you start tuning your suspension, but once you tune your suspension, you will notice a huge difference in transmission adjustment and differential adjustment. Towards the end of the tune, you're either going to have to most probably raise your rear ride height and lower your front ride height, but never are they even if you go via toe, negative camber or natural frequency. So this is all about spring rate, tire angle and camber angle, toe and camber, sorry. then you'd be moving over to downforce, drop a lot of that whilst watching your PP. You will see stability go into the minus even more. I've had it into the plus, which is a good thing in the past. The car just glues to the track. You will see it in like, say, 300-400 horsepower cars, but 955 horsepower cars, you really want it to be relatively more stable. Alright guys, what more could I say? So toe angle, negative camber angle, and natural frequency. So you really want to be playing with these 6 first, whilst working on your differential gear and transmission gearing. Then you can move up to your front and rear ride height. Alright, ballast positioning. So cars, lightweight cars like the Porsche 911 does need ballast on the rear end, because the rear end also does tend to slide out. But there's another tip I'll give you later to control that, because Gran Turismo 7 does give you the option of 3 different rear wings to choose from, and 3 different options, 2 different options with your tyre size, sometimes 3. So you want to go max tyre size, and with your rear wings, the large rear wing or the high rear wing is more for rally and drifting, where your medium rear wing is racing, dragging, whatever you're into, so forth. The less rear wing, more stability of the car, I've found. It does actually affect performance in this game. So before you do your tune, grab the medium rear wing, because there is a bit of a difference in handling between medium and large rear wing in Gran Turismo 7. Alright guys, Speedy 300 kilowatt here. Leave a comments in the comment section if you'd like to know anything else. Once I've completed this tune, I'll do up follow-up videos. This is my first ever broadcast about setups. I'm usually posting a few videos here and there of my pro races I've been involved in the years. Keep an eye on my page. Now Gran Turismo 7's out. I've been waiting like 20 years for this, man. I'm glad to help, give you some tips along the way. If you want to know anything more, leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube. I'll be happy to reply, give some tips, or make any extra videos. If you guys need any help with the game, completing the game, or whatever. Alright guys, just one tip: if you're going to enter a 600 pp race, always make sure you adjust your output and power before you start tuning, and whilst tuning. You're going to be constantly back here, because your PP is going to constantly go up and down because of handling and performance of the overall vehicle, tune to tune. So there is quite a bit of science to it, but the outcome you're going to walk out with, you're going to have more appreciation for the game, more appreciation for your time, yourself, and the ride you're going to get out of it. Alright guys, peace out. Speedy 300 kilowatt, Adelaide, South Australia. See you on track.